Chapter 26. For the divisions of the doorkeepers, of the Korahites, Meshelemiah, the son of Kor, of the sons of Ebiasaph. And Meshelemiah had sons, Zechariah the oldest, Jehiel the second, Zebadiah the third, Jathniel the fourth, Elam the fifth, Jehohanan the sixth, Eliaenai the seventh. And Obed-Edom had sons, Shemaiah the oldest, Jehozabad the second, Joah the third, and Sakkar the fourth, and Nethanel the fifth, Amiel the sixth, Issachar the seventh, Pulthai the eighth, for the blessing of God was on him. And Shemaiah his son had sons, rulers over the family of their father, for they were able men. The sons of Shemaiah, Othni and Rephael and Obed, Elzabad, whose brothers were great men of war, Elihu and Semachiah. All these were sons of Obed-Edom, they and their sons and their brothers, able men and strong for the work, 62 sons of Obed-Edom. Meshelemiah had sons and brothers, 18 able men, and Hosea, a son of the children of Merari, had sons, Shimri the chief, for though he was not the oldest, his father made him chief, Hilkiah the second, Tabaliah the third, Zechariah the fourth. Hosea had 13 sons and brothers. Of these were the divisions of the doorkeepers, men of authority, having responsible positions like their brothers to be servants in the house of the Lord. And the families were taken by the decision of the Lord for every door. The small family had the same chance as the great. And the care of the door on the east came out for Shelemiah. Then the name of Zechariah his son, a man wise in discussion, came out, and the door on the north was given to him. To Obed-Edom, that on the south, and to his sons, the storehouse. To Hosea, the door on the west, by the door of Shalaketh, at the footway which goes up, watch by watch. On the east were 6 Levites a day, and on the north and the south 4 a day, and for the storehouse 2 and 2, for the pillared way, on the west, 4 at the footway and 2 at the pillared way itself. These were the divisions of doorkeepers, of the sons of the Korahites and of the sons of Merari. And the Levites their brothers were responsible for the stores of the house of God and the holy things. The sons of Ladan, sons of the Gershonites of the family of Ladan, heads of families of Ladan the Gershonite, Jeheli. The sons of Jeheli, Zetham, and Joel, his brother, had the care of the stores of the house of the Lord. Of the Amramites, of the Izharites, of the Hebronites, of the Uzzielites, and Shabuel, the son of Gershom, the son of Moses, was controller of the stores. And his brothers, of Eliezer, Rehabiah his son, and Jeshaiah his son, and Joram his son, and Zitri his son, and Shelomith his son. Shelomith and his brothers were responsible for all the store of holy things which David the king and the heads of families, the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and the captains of the army, had given to the Lord. From the goods taken in war, they gave, as a holy offering, materials for the building of the house of the Lord. And everything Samuel the prophet and Saul, the son of Kish, and Abner, the son of Ner, and Joab, the son of Zeruiah, had made holy, whatever anyone had given, it was under the care of Shelomith and his brothers. Of the Israelites, Chadaniah and his sons had to do all the public business of Israel, in relation to judges and men in authority. Of the Hebronites, Hashabiah and his brothers, 1,700 able men, were overseers of Israel on the other side of the Jordan, to the west, being responsible for all the work of the Lord's house and for the work done by the king's servants. Of the Hebronites, Jerijah was the chief of all the Hebronites, in their generations by families. In the 40th year of the rule of David a search was made, and able men were seen among them at Yazer of Gilead. And his brothers were 2,700 able men, heads of families, whom King David made overseers over the Reubenites and the Gadites in the half-tribe of Manasseh, in everything to do with God, and for the king's business. Chapter 27. Now the number of the children of Israel, that is, the heads of families, and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and the men in authority who were servants of the king in anything to do with the divisions which came in and went out month by month through all the months of the year, in every division were 24,000. Over the first division for the first month was Ishbaal, the son of Zabdiel, and in his division were 24,000. He was of the sons of Perez, and the chief of all the captains of the army for the first month. And over the division for the second month was Eleazar, the son of Dodai the Ahite, the ruler, and in his division were 24,000. The third captain of the army for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada the priest, and in his division were 24,000. This is the same Benaiah who was the great man of the 30, chief of the 30, and in his division was Ammizabad his son. The fourth captain for the fourth month was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebadiah his son after him, and in his division were 24,000. The fifth captain for the fifth month was Shamhat the Ezrahite, and in his division were 24,000. The sixth captain for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikish the Tekoite, and in his division were 24,000. The seventh captain for the seventh month was Helz the Pelonite, of the sons of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The eighth captain for the eighth month was Sibbecai the Hushathite, of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The ninth captain for the ninth month was Abiezer the Anathothite, of the Benjamites, and in his division were 24,000. The 10th captain for the 10th month was Maharai the Netophathite, of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The 11th captain for the 11th month was Benaiah the Pirathonite, of the sons of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai the Netophathite, of Othniel, and in his division were 24,000. And over the tribes of Israel, the ruler of the Reubenites was Eliezer, the son of Zitri, of the Simeonites, Shephatiah, the son of Makkah, of Levi, Hashabiah, the son of Kemuel, of Aaron, Zadok, of Judah, Elihu, one of the brothers of David, of Issachar, Omri, the son of Michael, of Zebulun, Ishmaiah, the son of Obadiah, of Naphtali, Jerimoth, the son of Azriel, of the children of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Azaziah, of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel, the son of Pedaiah, of the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilead, Iddo, the son of Zechariah, of Benjamin, Hasiel, the son of Abner, of Dan, Azarel, the son of Jeroham. These were the captains of the tribes of Israel, but David did not take the number of those who were under 20 years old, for the Lord had said that he would make Israel like the stars of heaven in number. The numbering was started by Joab, the son of Zeruiah, but he did not go on to the end, and because of it, wrath came on Israel and the number was not recorded in the history of King David. And Asmaveth, the son of Adiel, was controller of the king's property. Jonathan, the son of Uzziah, had control of all storehouses in country places and in the towns and little towns and strong places. Ezri, the son of Chelub, had authority over the field workers and farmers. Shimei the Ramathite was responsible for the vine gardens. Zabdi the Shifmite was responsible for the produce of the vine gardens and for all the stores of wine. Baal-Hanan the Gederite was responsible for the olive trees and the sycamore trees in the lowlands, and Joash for the stores of oil, and Shatrai the Sharonite was responsible for the herds in the grasslands of Sharon, and Shaphat, the son of Adlai, for those in the valleys. Obal the Ishmaelite had control of the camels and Jehdiah the Meronothite of the Sheasses. The flocks were in the care of Jaziz the Hagarite. All these were the controllers of King David's property. Now Jonathan, David's father's brother, expert in discussion, and a man of good sense, was a scribe, and Jehiel the son of Hashmoni, had the care of the king's sons, and Ahithophel was the king's expert in discussion and Hushai the Archite was the king's friend. After Ahithophel was Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, and Abiathar, and the captain of the king's army was Joab. Chapter 28. And David got together at Jerusalem all the rulers of Israel, the chiefs of the tribes and the captains of the divisions waiting on the king in turn, and the captains of thousands and the captains of hundreds and the controllers of all the goods and property of the king and his sons, with the unsexed servants and the great men of war. Then David the king got up and said, "Give ear to me, my brothers and my people. It was my desire to put up a house, a resting place for the ark of the Lord's agreement, and for the footrest of our God, and I had got material ready for the building of it. But God said to me, You are not to be the builder of a house for my name, because you are a man of war and have taken life, though the Lord, the God of Israel, took me out of all my father's family, to be king over Israel forever, marking out Judah to be chief, and, of the people of Judah, my father's family, and among the sons of my father he was pleased to make me king over all Israel, and of all my sons, for the Lord has given me a great number of sons. He has made selection of Solomon to take his place on the seat of the kingdom of the Lord over Israel. And he said to me, Solomon your son will be the builder of my house and the open spaces round it, for I have taken him to be my son, and I will be his father. I will keep his kingdom in its place forever, if he is strong at all times to do my orders and keep my rules, as at this day. So now, before the eyes of all Israel, the people of the Lord, and in the hearing of our God, keep and be true to the orders of the Lord your God, so that you may have this good land for yourselves and give it for a heritage to your children after you forever. And you, Solomon my son, get knowledge of the God of your father, and be his servant with a true heart and with a strong desire, for the Lord is the searcher of all hearts, and has knowledge of all the designs of men's thoughts. If you make search for him, he will be near you, but if you are turned away from him, he will give you up forever. Now then, take note, for the Lord has made selection of you to be the builder of a house for the holy place. Be strong and do it. Then David gave to his son Solomon the design of the doorway of the house of God and of its houses and its storehouses, and the higher rooms and the inner rooms and the place for the mercy seat, and the design of all he had in his heart for the outer squares of the house of the Lord, and for the rooms all round it, and for the storehouses of the house of the Lord, and for the storehouses for the holy things, and for the divisions of the priests and Levites, and for all the work in connection with the worship of the house of the Lord, and all the vessels used in the house of the Lord, of gold, by weight, for the vessels of gold, for all the vessels of different uses, and silver for all the vessels of silver by weight, for vessels of different uses, and gold by weight for the light supports and the vessels for the lights, the weight of gold needed for every support and every vessel for lights, and for the silver light supports, the weight of silver needed for every support and for the different vessels as every one was to be used, and gold by weight for the tables for the holy bread for every table, and silver for the silver tables, clear gold for the meat hooks and the basins and the cups, for the gold basins, gold enough by weight for every basin, and silver by weight for every silver basin, and the best gold for the altar of perfumes, and gold for the design of the carriage, for the winged ones whose wings were outstretched covering the ark of the Lord's agreement. All this, said David, the design for all these things, has been made dear to me in writing by the hand of the Lord. And David said to his son Solomon, Be strong and of a good heart and do your work, have no fear and do not be troubled, for the Lord God, my God, is with you, he will not give you up, and his face will not be turned away from you, till all the work necessary for the house of the Lord is complete. And see, there are the divisions of the priests and Levites for all the work of the house of God, and every trained and expert workman will be ready to do for you whatever is needed, and the captains and the people will be under your. Chapter 29. And David the king said to all the people, Solomon my son, the only one who has been marked out by God, is still young and untested, and the work is great, for this great house is not for man, but for the Lord God. Now as far as I am able, I have made ready what is needed for the house of my God, the gold for the things of gold, and the silver for the silver things, and the brass for the brass things, iron for the things of iron, and wood for the things of wood, beryls and jewels to be framed, and stones of different colors for ornament, all sorts of stones of great price, and polished building stone, as much as is needed and more. And because this house of God is dear to me, I give my private store of gold and silver to the house of my God, in addition to all I have got ready for the holy house, even 3,000 talents of gold of Ophir and 7,000 talents of the best silver, for plating the walls of the house, gold for the gold things, and silver for the silver things, and for every sort of work to be done by the expert workman. Who then will come forward, offering himself this day for the Lord's work? Then the heads of families and the chiefs of the tribes of Israel, and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, with the controllers of the king's business, freely gave themselves, and they gave for the use of the house of the Lord, 5,000 talents and 10,000 derricks of gold, and 10,000 talents of silver, and 18,000 talents of brass, and 100,000 talents of iron. And those who had stones of great price gave them to the store of the house of the Lord, under the care of Jehiel the Gershonite. Then the people were glad because their offerings were freely given, for with a true heart they freely gave what they had to the Lord, and David the king was full of joy. So David gave praise to the Lord before all the people, and David said, Praise be to you, O Lord the God of Israel, our Father forever and ever. Yours, O Lord, is the strength and the power and the glory, and the authority and the honor, for everything in heaven and on earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Lord, and you are lifted up as head over all. Wealth and honor come from you, and you are ruler over all. and in your hand is power and strength. It is in your power to make great, and to give strength to all. So now, our God, we give you praise, honoring the glory of your name. But who am I and what is my people, that we have power to give so freely in this way? For all things come from you, and what we have given you is yours. For we, as all our fathers were, are like men from a strange country before you, who have got a place for a time in the land. Our days on the earth are like a shade, and there is no hope of going on. O Lord our God, all this store, which we have made ready for the building of a house for your holy name, comes from your hand and is yours. And I am conscious, my God, that you are the searcher of hearts, taking pleasure in righteousness. As for me, with an upright heart I have freely given all these things, and I have seen with joy your people who are here to make their offerings freely to you. O Lord, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Israel, our fathers, keep this forever in the deepest thoughts of your people, and let their hearts be fixed and true to you, and give to Solomon my son a true heart, to keep your orders, your rules, and your laws, and to do all these things, and to put up this great house for which I have made ready. And David said to all the people, Now give praise to the Lord your God. And all the people gave praise to the Lord, the God of their fathers, with bent heads worshipping the Lord and the king. And they made offerings to the Lord, and gave burnt offerings to the Lord, on the day after, 1,000 oxen, 1,000 sheep, and 1,000 lambs, with their drink offerings, and a great wealth of offerings for all Israel. And with great joy they made a feast before the Lord that day. And they made Solomon, the son of David, king a second time, putting the holy oil on him to make him holy to the Lord as ruler, and on Zadok as priest. So Solomon was put on the seat of the Lord as king in place of his father David, and everything went well for him, and all Israel was under his authority. And all the chiefs and the men of war and all the sons of King David put themselves under the authority of Solomon the king. And the Lord made Solomon great in the eyes of all Israel, clothing him with glory and honor such as no other king in Israel had had before him. Now David, the son of Jesse, was king over all Israel. For 40 years he was ruling as king over Israel, 7 years in Hebron and 33 years in Jerusalem. And he came to his end after a long life, full of days and great wealth and honor, and Solomon his son became king in his place. Now all the acts of David, first and last, are recorded in the words of Samuel the seer, and the words of Nathan the prophet, and the words of Gad the seer, together with all his rule and his power, and the events which took place in his time, in Israel and in all the kingdoms of other lands.